Hi, I'm Henry. So episode 2, it's the first time we're all together and we're all sitting around in Joe and Andy's hand-drawn house, aka the green screen studio. We're working out what we're going to do on our project.
Okay, have a grape and then... Oh no, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should start coming up with some ideas for our little YouTube project.
The funniest bit about episode 2 was Dickie couldn't actually remember his line, his singular line. And so Ash and MC kept laughing, and then Joe had to tell them off.
Because if it's too big, then it's not silly, and we don't want to jeopardise the silliness. And trees are big, and they're not silly. There's nothing wrong with big trees or small trees. I love trees. Can I have another grape?
Yeah.
We had to do that table scene in a certain number of takes because we only had a certain number of grapes. And obviously for continuity, which Ed, our director, was very, very strict on, we had to make sure that we always had the same amount of grapes in the bowl at any given time. We, as actors, being silly as we are, did not realise that this was the case for the first few takes, so we just kept eating the grapes, whether or not the camera was filming, and eventually the props lady ran out of grapes. Luckily, we also had some fake grapes, but when we finally bagged the scene, we were a bit disappointed because we didn't have any real grapes left to eat. So another challenge about the episode was the whiteboard. So we only had 2 cameras and we had to do about 7 takes of the same scene. And each time that we did a new take, we had to take a piece of paper off and Andy had to redraw the same thing as he did the previous take. Now, I actually think he did a really good job. If you look really closely, you can see that it's slightly different in a couple of the shots, but only really if you've watched it 6 or 7 times like I have. Episode 2 is the one where we're doing a really silly dance. One of the most stressful things about that scene was the dance number, which we actually had to film on a different day. We only had about 45 minutes to choreograph it and get it right, so there was a lot of work going in from everybody just to get that down before we actually went in and filmed. Dancing isn't my first love, and it's not exactly my forte, so I was out of time for a lot of it, but actually I think the editor's done a really good job by cutting me out and putting me in the bits where I was in time. I mean, it is a little bit bad, but it is meant to be bad in the context of the series, so I think it works.
Hi, thanks for checking out the Ridiculous Rhyme Show YouTube channel. If you want to find out some more about some of the jobs that go into creating our content, click the link over there. And if you want to watch more of our videos, click the link over here. And as always, hit the subscribe button below. I am so sorry.